about how you're going to set up the pitching this weekend.
Yeah, we'll go Vale. We'll put Vale back in that first spot. He's been there before. And the new starter for SEC play will be Drew Nelson on Saturday. His last few innings and outings been fairly favorable, competitive, and the one pitcher that's kind of come to the office and kind of exclaimed wanting the baseball. So I want to respect that as we're still trying to slow down shuffling the deck. I think we've taken a look under the hood, at least myself personally, the last couple of weeks, and see what our challenges are. And they're continuing, and how to get out of them is to kind of reset and get settled back in from things we've been chasing here the last 3 weeks. So Vale will get the first game. Drew Nelson, I'm excited about him. I think he's going to start a lot of games here. He's really, from his first start, opening weekend, went back to the drawing boards, built himself back up, and earned this. So I think there's something positive to that. We'll stay TBA on game 3 on Sunday, and if we got a chance to win a ball game, you probably want Cannon back in there. I would say this reflection over the last 3 weeks is making sure you have as many bullpen pieces as possible when you have a chance to win a ball game. Thought that hurt us in last week's series against A&M, and we think we need as many pieces as we possibly can. If a game or two don't go our way the first couple of games, and we have not used Cannon in a ball game, then he's probably our number one competitor right now. So I'm looking for competitive spirit, competitive nature, and it gives us the best chance to. I need somebody to go out there and get a game started. It doesn't take a million, but I need 1 or 2 guys to go out there and reset a good rhythm for our ball club. And so we'll go Vale, Nelson, TBA, and if we got a chance to win a game, we'll use Cannon and go to somebody else. Alabama has an alternating lineup where it'll be left, right, very military type setup. So it'll be an alternating lineup throughout, like they've played all year, I would assume.
Cannon for him, just about getting you mentioned competitive, being in those opportunity to have him in those competitive game moments that you talk about all the time.
Yeah, I just think that's where he excels. I want us to be good enough to keep him there. Tough finish for him last Tuesday, this most recent game. But gosh, I love watching him compete on the mound. That's what it's supposed to look like. Getting us out of the inning prior, and just his presence. I think the team plays behind that well. I'm looking for those pieces, every piece I can get like that. He looks at home there, embraces it, thrives in that moment, wants it. So everything's intact there for us. And I want us to be good enough to be able to have a chance to win a game, win a series with him playing that role.
I think it's been a few weeks now. Is it? I guess it's okay to ask a Joseph Gonzalez question, how he's coming along, if there's any status update there.
Yeah, he hadn't really been traveling with us. He's making this trip. This is his first week of throwing. That's fair. I told you it'd be 6 weeks. He got a good report, A-Day, from Dr. Andrews again, second in-person type deal. So he did start throwing this week. I don't think he's at the threshold of throwing to where you could feel pain yet, if anything's still in there. But we might be tracking for 3 series, missing the next 2 if things progressed. But I'm happy to start giving an update every week. I think that's respectful, to see if we can shoot for that. So I'm kind of day to day right now. So I think we're back home next week. I think he would be out that series, but would really be getting on the mound after throwing for a couple of weeks, and maybe that whatever series is right after that, there may be a shot.
You guys played Alabama in the fall, obviously very familiar with them. What stands out about them as you head to Tuscaloosa?
Veteran lineup. I just look at somebody right there tucked in the middle, Drew Williamson. Just those rich stats across the board. It's a walk per strikeout, it's home runs, it's batting average, it's RBIs knocked in. I think they all piece. I think they move up from him and move down from him. And guys that's played a long time. Jarvis, a shortstop. I think Ed Johnson's played good for them, and just really preparing for them. Those are the three guys that are trending pretty good. And then you got a Hamilton that can have a great at bat for you, and has had some. Seidel's another hot hitter for them right now. So it's just a really complete lineup. Pinkney was one of the best athletes we'd seen on the field. He's played some center and moved around a little bit, but pretty talented. And like I said, it's just going to be that left-right. You can't just get a setup and think you can come in there if you're a right-handed pitcher and, face all righties. It's going to go back and forth. And you need to have your stuff set and be able to move the ball around the zone because they're alternating hitters. They're not the only ones that do that, of course, but they definitely do it with some veteranness to their lineup.
Which can you talk about Edouard getting called up yesterday as 58 big leaguers, and according to George, 7 just since 2020. Those are all guys you coached here. Thoughts on his opportunity and that big number?
Yeah, it's huge. I love telling Coach Dry you got to order another number for the wall. That's what we're in the business of. That's another secondary awesome feature. So that's a good lick. The statue last weekend, the 58th big leaguer called up this week. Those are all huge things. And I think the 7 you mentioned, I think George told me that it was second, tied for second in our league. And that's, pretty good league. So we're excited about Edouard. We felt that he had the opportunity or the skill set to potentially be a big leaguer. He played here 2 leagues. He was it was really unique. I think he had the most RBIs in the 2-year span he played and the most strikeouts. It was really good. I think his strike zones continue to evolve, playing so many more games and working his way up. And to see him, I think he played second base yesterday, to see him play second base. And I watched him in the World, what was it called? The World Baseball Classic for Canada. And I don't think anybody was wondering if it was more when, and it happened for him yesterday. So huge deal for everybody, for our fans, for our players to respect, for our alumni to be excited about, for sure.
When you